These two are both great minds when it comes to cards, and obviously they don't do the same thing. We do grading and singles. Zach does more of consignment, but these two have a lot of knowledge. And every time they're talking about cards, anybody, no matter if you've been in cards for a while or you're new, I would recommend listening because they're both very, very smart people. Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of Sappy Speaks. Today, we are joined by Zach, the owner of DC Sports, the mastermind behind all of it. Zach, if you just want to give people a little information about yourself and about your company, obviously we'll dive into more detail.
Yeah, thanks a ton for having me, guys.
Of course.
This is cool. Me and Joe have known each other forever. Happy to be on. But yeah, I own DCSPORTS87, the consignment company on eBay. We've been doing consignment full-time since 2016.
I feel like he's been a little bit humble there. So we kind of started, to give a background, we've known each other. I've known him longer probably than 99% of the people in the hobby. We both started kind of together, and we were just collectors at the time doing like trades off of YouTube. That's how we met, was YouTube. And then we kind of just, we both still had regular jobs, and we were doing cards, to where we both gradually were able to leave the corporate, or whatever you want to call it, position, and we both kind of grew together until where we are today. So he is the owner of DC Sports 87, eBay consigner, the best in my opinion, and I think the numbers show, for sports cards. And this isn't to like put down any other consigners or anybody else. It's just, this is who I personally use and who I trust, but and who I refer my customers to. I think it's so popular, or so, like, I don't know if you want to call it, but that if they see a picture, you know it's DC Sports 87. You don't even have to look at the thing, because you know it's him, because they have the same type of pictures, the really nice pictures up and everything. And so I think from where both of us started to where we are today, it's freaking awesome to have somebody else. You guys have to be the #1 sports cards consigner on eBay, right?
Yeah, by volume for sure.
So that's what I meant by volume. That's crazy, because you didn't start off doing consignment. You started off kind of just filling out different things, right? You did. I remember you started doing, what was it?
All-time greats.
All-time
greats.
Man, what a product! You can't even get a hold of that now.
Yeah. What was it? There was either LeBron or Jordan in every case.
Every case, yep.
Yeah, that was so cool. Yeah, I didn't start out consigning. In 2016, I decided to just try to get into cards full-time one way or another, and I started trying to break. And my first big order was probably, I don't know, 5 or 10 cases of all-time greats, and that became our kind of thing to grow a little audience. And sometimes I have all the old photos saved, all the Jordans and LeBrons we pulled. It's pretty cool. Wayne Gretzky.
I know you've had some crazy cards. Are you out of like the single cards completely?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'll dabble a tiny bit. I have some Mbappe cards. I got into the Topps Chrome PSG when that.
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
those were cool. I remember, because we graded a lot of those.
Yeah, I like to have a little bit of investment in it, just because it makes it fun to follow somebody still.
Right.
So like I watch all the PSG games. So I like to follow him, but even with him, I just sold off 80% of them, and I just kept my few best ones.
I feel like that's what you kind of done most of your, let's say, like in the hobby career. Like you would keep them, and then you would keep like a few, but you would sell off some.
Yeah, for sure. I would always just pick 1 or 2 guys and go heavy, try to sell them off and make my money back, and it didn't usually work out that way. I'm the worst, most impatient singles dealer wannabe. What?
You got your Tyrod Taylors still?
Yeah, I have all my tie rods. So that's I'll probably never sell them unless I like meet him, and I'll give him some of them or something. But they're not worth much. But to me, they're worth more than anyone else. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's a true PC.
Yeah, for sure.
How many employees do you guys have now?
So we have an office right down the road from me where most of this stuff happens, and there's 24 people. So about 20 full time, and then 4 part time. And then we
Okay.
have a remote team that does a lot of the typing for us. So
Hmm.
we send them the pictures online of the cards, and they type the titles. And we have about 24 typers as well. They're
Wow.
they're, they're contractors, not technically employees. So
I mean, that's crazy. 50 almost
yeah,
employees from where you started. That just shows right there the volume that you guys get. And I got some statistics from Tori, who is the what is his position there?
he's the vice president. He's
He's the
been
VP,
he's been with me since almost day one. So he used to help
right?
me sort the breaks. So he's been with me since day one of consigning.
Awesome. But he said so. This is just this last month. So I'm guessing January. First, they do 31,000 listings per week right now on eBay.
Yeah.
Just so that people know how
That's
much they do.
crazy.
Um,
Yeah, we
have
upload
about
Monday through Friday, about 5 to 7,000 each night.
And we'll put his website, DCSPORTS87.com. It's very easy to use. I know they put a lot of time, money, sweat into that website, and trust me, I know what that's all about. So he made it very user friendly, and it's easy to message them on there. And I think that was like one of the smartest things. And where we are kind of following suit, where we're pulling off of like Facebook and Instagram, and we're going straight to email and website. And so I just think it's better so we're not at the mercy of those companies if something happens or they go down. So
And
I love
also,
that.
it's so at first, at least for us, the customers hated that I was going off of Facebook.
Oh,
Most of
same.
them were just like, because Facebook seems so easy to access and everything. But in the long run, it's so much better for the customer too to have the website because you can allocate people to really monitor different kinds of folders. It's not just Facebook Messenger, and you have certain kinds of questions go to one employee to help them out, another kind go to the other. So it's honestly the best decision we've ever made to do customer service on our own website and email, like you said. So.
We're starting to find out that same exact thing, and I'm glad. I'm really happy that we're moving to that too. But they have about 9,000 total customers on the site right now. So on the website, 200,000 unique buyers, meaning a unique is usually like when they come once, they won't count them if they come twice or 3 times. So a unique is like a one-time thing. Last year, 33 unique buyers on eBay so far this year already added from last year. That's crazy. Um, this is crazy to me. 4.37 million in sales for January for 1 month. So
That's
if you're
50
looking for,
million.
yeah, that's
That's our
crazy.
goal this year, 50.
126,000 items sold last month. And last year they did 49 million. Is
Yeah.
that correct? 49 million,
48.9.
1.47 million items sold. So they know what they're doing. They do a lot of it for consignment. I know there's a lot of companies that you can go with, and what I tell anybody is use who you're comfortable with. But with DC Sports 87, they have the manpower. They have a really easy website to use, and that's how they go on. They'll just log on, put in their information, and they'll get you started. And they do a ton of stuff with eBay, and they have a really good relationship, I'm assuming, with eBay.
Yes, definitely.
So I think those numbers are crazy. I just got him like not too long ago, but man, congrats on that.
Thanks,
I
man.
know it's a
Appreciate
lot
it.
of work. With growth comes headaches.
Yeah.
I know that 100%. But it's awesome. I've used you since day one, and I continue to use you today, and because there's just certain things that sell better on eBay. in my opinion. So
Definitely.
I think it's a great outlet. We send, you do like most of our customers as well. So uh, I know it's a ton of work though, and like you need that type of team to do it. I mean, do you ever get burnt out because of? I mean, it just seems like constant. Like I know like sometimes I get burnt out, right? I don't want to.
Yeah.
We get a lot of cards in for grading and then my own stuff, and then I sell singles as well. But like on the level that you get it, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I used to get burned out all the time um, when my team was much smaller.
Hmm.
But about 2 years ago, um, I made the decision to hire outside the family. So the first several years, it was just me and my sisters, my mom, my brother-in-law. It was all family. But about 2.5 years ago, I made the decision to really expand and look to hire outside the family. And that was the best decision that I've made because the team we have now, they're so efficient. They all have their set roles, and honestly, they make my life. I don't get burned out anymore at all. They
That's awesome.
they all they all handle a certain type of issue, and if it becomes another certain type of issue, then they just come to me. But they handle 90, 95, 99% of the problems. And also, we've seen the same types of issues so many times, and it's almost always just regarding shipping, like something that's out of our control. But
Yeah.
there's such a certain set way to handle almost every problem now to make sure the customer's taken care of. That it for a new problem to arise, it's very rare now. So they're
Well, that means
amazing,
it's
man.
worth it.
You've met them. You've met most of the people that work here, and
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
I wouldn't trade.
Brian's there, right?
Yeah, Brian's there.
Yep.
He
Was it
knows our
weird working with mainly family though? Because like when the issue would arise and you had to like talk to somebody, was it ever tough dealing with that?
So yeah, there's definitely a conversation you have to have right away when you hire family, in my opinion, and it's that no matter what happens, we keep work and personal separate.
That's
They're
hard to do.
My two sisters, Abby and Kelsey. They were the first two to work for me, and there were days where there would be huge stress trying to meet deadlines and everything, and we would have it out with each other like real bad. And then that evening we'd go grab a beer and talk about something completely different, or talk about what happened and laugh about it. So we've all had a really good understanding of keeping the two things separately and never to take anything personally. So yeah, there's definitely some awkward situations at first, but overall they've done an amazing job at. We've all done. We've all had a really good common understanding that it's not personal. So
On that note, I want to just credit Abby and Kelsey both about like how much they helped you, you know, be able to grow the way that you have because of your sisters. They're freaking awesome. If they're at shows and you ever get to meet them, they're so polite. They're super cool people in general, and I just think that behind the scenes, a lot of times people don't know these people that we're talking about, and Abby and Kelsey are freaking like just great. They are DC Sports too. They
they
are DC
care.
Sports.
They care
Yeah,
so
they
much,
care.
and it
Yes, as
shows.
well as your mom, as
Yeah.
well as I can keep going on and on, but because like Zach and I, we're he's one of my closest friends in the hobby, and so that we know each other's lives a little bit more. Although like we've been so busy lately, this is one of the first times that we've actually got to talk in a while. But um, I know that like all that he's been through, and with the allocating things to outside the family, like for me and Mary Lou, that was hard for us to do because for one, it's hard to find good help. For
Yeah.
two, how can we trust them? They're not part of our family, and so that's where I just like lean on my faith in God a lot more, and just kind of where you just went and did it, and I just went and did it, and it's made our life so much better. And I mean, that's why Jordan moved down from Virginia, or
Yeah.
Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
You know, I will say, for people who don't know, I'm from the area Zach's from or works in, and it was funny. Before I moved down here, I did talk with him about trying to do that. I remember he had the idea for a Facebook consignment group, and he was like, "Man, if we can do 200 cards a week, I think we can be profitable."
Yeah.
If he did 200 cards a week now, he would have to fire 90% of his employees.
It all starts from an idea, and then it grows from there.
Yeah,
I remember that.
What you've done now is just crazy, Zach, and kudos to you and the team. And I mean, Tori gets a lot of love because the numbers, everything. Tori is a dog. He's one of the smartest people I've ever met. Hopefully he doesn't see this because I don't want to give him too much credit, blow his head up or anything like that.
Me too.
But he's insane. Kyle does a good job too.
He does.
Year he works.
I won't compliment him publicly, but he's okay.
Kyle's awesome. Yeah.
He's awesome. He takes care of most of our customer communication, and he takes care of them very well.
And I think, like you said, it's right to get the right people in the right places to handle the right problems or whatever issues you have, right? So, I think it's awesome that you were able to build your family and then go outside of that, and that's the team that you have today. So that's good that you don't get burnt out. I'm getting to that point. I'm getting burnt out less. I still do get burnt out because I'm involved into it a little bit more, and collecting and going to shows and stuff. I pulled back a little bit on there, and sometimes I'll send people from my team as much, but that's awesome that you are where you are with the team and be able to rely on them until they need a problem that comes to you, which rarely happens.
Yeah.
Said, right?
Yeah, it's super rare. I mean, and when it does, and when they do have to come to me to solve something, they did all their own research beforehand and brought. It's usually just like not really coming to me to solve it, but they're like, hey, which of the best of these four choices is best to resolve this issue, type of thing. So it's like, I don't know. I can't speak highly enough of them. They're all amazing.
That's awesome. I mean, so they'll do their due diligence, and try and come up with a solution, and then come to you and be like, this is
exactly.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah.
So, are you wanting to be in the? Or here's what I was going to ask: is how do you think the hobby is right now, and where do you think it's going with? And I know you're not probably in tune as much with like the Panini and Topps thing.
Yeah.
But, like, how do you feel about, like? It seems like you're growing still.
So yeah, I have a little bit of a different perspective on it than probably most people, because I look at our eBay numbers. That's 90% of the research I do, just studying our own like analytics. Mm-hmm. And one really interesting number from last year was, we did right at 49 million in sales. The year before that, we did 46 million. But the big difference was our volume was up 25% last year. So while the average like selling price dipped 20 to 30%, depending on what you look at, the volume of new customers, whether they're customers on eBay or consignment customers using us to sell their cards, the volume of that has done nothing but increase. And I think that's kind of a cool snapshot of the industry as a whole to some extent, where it's getting more popular. It's just the prices of each individual card is probably just coming back down to a reasonable level post-COVID still.
Correct.
Which I think a correction, which is actually, in my opinion, is healthy in the long run. It sucks if you got caught holding the bag, but in the long run, I think it's a much more sustainable industry and market.
Yeah, and that's where I think the people that I don't know, Jordan, you can speak on this too. The people that were thinking 2020 was just going to go and stay at that rate and continue to go up. It's just, and obviously that's probably when the biggest influx of people came into the hobby. A lot of those people have been weeded out, I think, too. But to what Zach just said, I think it shows that the hobby is very healthy right now. that it's continuing to people coming in, even though cards are correcting itself as far as price, which with that, it's still higher than 18 and 19
Right.
before that.
By a good amount, right?
Yeah, by a good amount. And so if you do it the right way and there, I mean, there's no right way, but like, if you like ripping and then, selling on eBay or flipping or doing it, whatever the case may be, just have a plan is what I'm saying, instead of like trying to get rich quick, because like 9.9 times out of 10, that's not going to work for you. But I love hearing that. I mean, what are your thoughts, Jordan, about that?
I mean, like Zach said, I think it's definitely a correction that 2020 and 2021 were like you can't really use that data to compare to anything else because everyone was at home. There was nothing to gamble on. You couldn't go to a casino, and everyone got stimulus checks. So all they were doing was spending their money on sports cards, and that's all anybody had. So the cards that were $50 Zion base PSA 10 went to $1,000 or $800, whatever they were. And I think that now we're seeing they're back to $50 to $100. Like that's a normal price for a base card Prism PSA 10. And the data we have now compared to 2018, 2019, I mean it's still, like you said, way up. PSA 10 MJ back then was 40 to 50K. Now they're 200 to 250K or whatever they are, something like that, which is still crazy money. Obviously, if, like you said, you got caught holding some cards, that does suck. Hopefully you made a bunch of money while it was good and didn't hold everything. But, I mean, the fast money, like you said, Joe, it came and went quick. You see how many people aren't at shows anymore. You see all these people that, unfortunately, some people have gone dark and done bad things. Some people just are like, oh, I'm moving on to something else I can try and make quick money at. And the OGs and people who want to make it a long-time thing are still here.
Right.
I
think that's good. Sorry. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say one more thing on that. I also think the whole Fanatics thing, Fanatics coming in with their marketing, I do think it's that cards in general are becoming more mainstream, which is really exciting. I think it's fun. I think we'll see. I know that they're kind of crazy with their marketing in a good way, aggressive.
And they posted with LeBron. I mean,
yeah, the commercial with...
Yeah.
Did you see that during the playoffs in the football? I mean, I was like, hold up, is this a Topps commercial?
Yeah.
And then they showed the Braun and Bronny Superfractor at the end, and they also showed a couple other cards. I think it was Bowman, but yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a good thing.
I think that'll also. I think it's kind of cool because I think that will bring in, because I mean we always need collectors and dealers. We need both. And I think I think the Fanatics thing is actually going to bring in more collectors because they're going to be exposed to it just because there's sports fans watching their favorite teams.
Exactly.
And then also breaking, because they'll push that so much. So it will attract both gamblers and collectors, in my opinion. But I think overall it's a good thing, and it just will kind of grow as a whole.
I think that's right. Like, a lot of people ask me, are you worried about like Fanatics coming in, Panini being out in like 2026, I think is when they're like, who knows if they don't work together or whatever the case may be. I know they're at each other's necks right now, but I'm not worried. I tend to like just play how it is, like live in today's market, like always do with today's. If things change, adapt with it, right? Like go with it. But look at how much Fanatics has. Their athlete list is crazy.
Yeah.
And their marketing is going to be crazy. So all it's doing is putting more of what we do on the map. So I agree with you. I think it's a good thing. I know I saw you at Nationals for like we got to hang out for like a brief minute. But besides the Nationals, do you do any other shows?
I don't. I only do the National, but we as a company we're starting to get pretty involved in the more regional scene here in Virginia, North Carolina.
Okay.
So you'll see, we started accepting consignments at the Virginia Beach shows, the Raleigh, North Carolina shows.
That's Weston's show now, right?
Yeah. We're one of the sponsors of Weston shows now. He has.
That's awesome.
I'm sure I'll get the number wrong. It's somewhere between like 12 and 18 shows a year, though, that he has.
Yeah, no. I think that's like people sometimes cry about, or not cry, they complain about Dallas Card Show being 6 times a year. I love it personally. Obviously, it's in my backyard, but I think it's the best show. One of the best shows. There's a lot of good shows. Culture Collision, Burbank, Chicago.
Yeah.
Anthony Devine's about to have his first show in Tucson, Arizona, which
cool.
we're going to be at. It's at a casino, and we're planning like a little golf trip around it. How many shows a year that Weston does? I think that's smart and it's good. And I'm glad that Dallas does 6 shows a year, to be honest.
Yeah,
so,
I've heard nothing. I've never been to the Dallas shows, but I've heard. I mean, I've talked to you about it a ton of times and heard nothing.
I mean, if you ever want to come and do like a consignment drop-off thing here, I'll take care of that.
Yeah, that's the only reason we've kept it regional, because we want to be able to bring the cards back the same day after the show.
Are you excited for the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Who you got?
I think that the Chiefs will win. I think it's going to be like a 3 to 4 point game, and I think the Chiefs will win. I think a lot of people don't know about the Chiefs' defense as much because, like the Niners are known for their defense, right? But the secondary of the Chiefs and their front four are actually pretty good that people don't know about. But I can see it going either way. Obviously, they're both the best teams, and they're in the Super Bowl for a reason. But Patrick Mahomes is just I don't know. And Kelsey's starting to show up.
Yeah, he's been a beast.
I'm sure Taylor Swift is going to be there. Although I think, is she going to be there? She's supposed to be like at a concert in Asia. Yeah,
flying in for the day and then flying back out the next day.
Oh
wow. Well, when you're a billionaire.
And she's going to be engaged after because he's going to propose on the field.
I think Siri just tried to go off and said the odds say 49ers are going to win.
Well, I mean, the odds do say that.
But I mean, what do you think? What do you think?
I think it's going to be a great game, but I think the Niners will win. Actually,
What Niners?
I feel like you know I like to bet on sports and stuff.
Yeah.
I just always look at it to
The public's on.
I feel like the public will be on the Chiefs.
They are right now.
And
the sharp money's on the Niners.
It's
I feel
like 60-40 or 70-30.
Yeah. I was honestly surprised when the Niners opened up I think they opened at 3.5-point favorites.
It was weird. The line jumped crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because the games were like just ending. I think it was like 2.5 Chiefs, and then it bumped over to 3.5. I don't know if that was a mistake or whatever, but it was a crazy jump, and now it's at what, 1.5?
Yeah, last I saw it was 2.
2? Yeah. And you're going to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, I'm going out there with Kelsey on a Saturday. Just quick 24 hours bucket list. Never been.
Oh, this is your first Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Why did I think you went before?
No.
Maybe we had planned on it in the past and we just never did it, or you never did it. I can't remember, but I know you go to a lot of the UFC fights.
Yeah, that's my thing. Sean O'Malley, that's my guy.
Yeah, there it is. That's sick. Those shorts, signed shorts.
Yeah.
And you guys, do you all sell memorabilia as well for people?
Yeah, we do, absolutely. We've sold a ton more memorabilia in the last year. We really opened it up because before we made people kind of contact us on a case-by-case basis. Mm-hmm. But now we'll take anything that's certified by the top companies.
So
PSA,
is it like
Steiner, all them.
BAS?
Yeah.
Beckett, JSA?
Yeah. So
cool. That's super cool.
We've seen a big uptick in memorabilia. People have been asking us so much for years, and finally last year we do pay out a set payout for memorabilia. It's a little bit lower than like high-end cards. We pay out 80%.
Okay.
So it's still a higher percentage than most consignment companies will pay out on memorabilia. So, but it does.
It's bulky, the shipping. It's different.
It takes us a lot more time. We can probably list 30 cards in the time it takes to list 2 baseballs. So
yeah.
But yeah, we'll absolutely do it. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Like
can I?
People that haven't used you as much, I know they may not realize you guys run crazy promos, like where
We
the
just got
first
done with
place
one.
winner will get like 10 or 20K.
Who won? Did you guys already run that?
Yeah, we it's probably our third newest Instagram post. We posted the results.
Okay, I wonder if I won anything. I probably didn't. Have
I'm
you
not,
seen
I
it,
won.
George?
Sure.
I'm not
I
sure off the top of my head.
I I I sent in, and that actually made me send in more that stuff. So I think it's cool that you guys do that. What did first place win?
10,000.
10,000 cash. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And there was what 10 winners?
Hey, Joseph R won $500.
They
Says it
do.
like-
Not. How do I show this? Joseph R.
Let's
Where are you at?
go.
500
Nice.
bucks.
Nice. So when that happens,
Where's Jordan R? This is a scam.
Jordan R, you have to actually sell stuff.
Yeah.
I sent him
It's
cards.
not to win stuff. No, I probably had like I think it was like a dollar amount, and I did a lot through them. And I'm talking
Nah, I know
me
you
personally.
sent
I
a lot
bet you I got to be coming close to $1 million with you guys myself.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
by sending in, if I haven't already hit it. But I love how they do things, and it's not because of my relationship with Zach. I think everybody gets the type of service that I get, which I feel that's important for my customers. I feel it's that people can feel that the exact same way, and instead of sending them straight to Zach, it's easier because we work together where we have his cards and they can sign like put their information and send it, which we kind of stole that from you, and we use that now for our customers as well. And we will have Zach's link or something on our website here soon. Our guy's going to put in, but we've collabed a lot in the past, and it's worked out very well. So,
Everyone that comes to us that needs a grader, we get the question all the time if we are in the grading business too, because people want to grade before they sell. But I send them all your way as well.
yeah, we appreciate that, and that's why it's been a good back and forth, and the growths have shown in both companies. So,
Yeah.
but that's awesome, man. You get
Can
to
I
do this.
can I plug something real quick that
Yeah,
could be
100%.
mutually beneficial?
Yeah.
So in the next couple months, we're making it so certain companies like Sappy Sports Cards, big card shops, big breakers, we're offering a service where our customers can transfer their balances straight to you to pay for your services
Oh, that's sick.
for whatever companies want to opt in. So like we have people all the time I know cash out with us so they can pay you for grading.
Right.
And this way, we're gonna let them do it directly on the website.
So it takes out a few steps.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit easier for them, and you won't. I think the businesses will like it too because they can just cash out one large amount at a time and not have so many individual transactions. So it's kind of cool. It's a feature where we're actually really close to
Having that done.
bringing out. Yeah.
That's super awesome. So, dang, we got to shout that out to our customers too. Actually, we will probably put that on our website once y'all are ready to launch it, so
Awesome.
that they can know, hey, if you want to, they can just transfer the funds, and it'd be easy for us to mark how they paid through DC Sports. But that's cool. So that's what I'm talking about with them is they try and make it as easy as they can for the customers, instant gratification, and like whenever I have to deal with anything that's like fresh, like it just the more steps and the more stuff that you have to do. What was I doing yesterday? It was literally just trying to put our new baby on our insurance. I literally have to do like 15 things, and I'm like, here's our newborn, here's the social, what else? And then they're like, well, you guys send us an email. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why can't things just be easy ever? But yeah, I love that your company has the easy access, easy use. It's very customer friendly.
Appreciate that.
So that's another super thing. That's awesome. I'm glad you plugged that. Yeah. Anything else, Jordan?
No, I mean, I think that's it. For people who don't, I know Zach is not in the public eye as much as Joe is because he's more of like behind the scenes. These two are both great minds when it comes to cards, and obviously they don't do the same thing. We do grading and singles. Zach does more of consignment, but these two have a lot of knowledge, and every time they're talking about cards, anybody, no matter if you've been in cards for a while or you're new, I would recommend listening because they're both very, very smart people.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate that. And we also talk to each other if it's something that we think will help one or the other or just the industry. So we bounce questions or any ideas that we have off each other all the time. And so I appreciate that, man. And thank you so much. Did you want to say anything else?
No, not really. I'll just, on that note, I'll always think it's so cool how your business and my business, our whole career in cards, whatever you want to call it, have been such a parallel with each other.
It is.
It's
awesome,
it's really exciting, and we've had growing pains together. Where I remember calling you up. We'll talk for hours about, hey, how do you think we're going to handle this volume? Is it time to scale up, scale down? And so I appreciate you. Like, you're my brother, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah. I feel the exact same way. It's hard to find. We're talking like, it's crazy because we're talking like 15 coming up on almost 20 years, man. I'm about to be 44. So, you try to do that Kevin Hart thing where he did the, what's his name? But, no, I appreciate it too, man. I love you. I love your team. Tell everybody we said hello. We'll be excited to see you at National. Have fun at the Super Bowl.
Appreciate it.
I'll be with you in spirit. Either way, you know what though? Either way, it's good for the hobby, whoever wins, right?
Agreed.
So this is almost best case scenario. Maybe like a Stroud and a Purdy, or like a
Stroud and Dak. Yeah, Stroud and Dak would have been sick.
Oh no. I don't even know if Dak wins Super Bowl. His stuff probably go down, like most people. But no, thank you so much for coming on. We'll probably have you on again at some point, or with you or somebody else from the team to meet. So,
awesome.
Guys, don't forget DCSPORTS87.com, and they'll handle anything that you need for consignment. Hope everybody enjoyed this. If you have any questions, it's easy to reach out, right, on the website?
Yeah, just go to DCSPORTS87.com. There's a support button. You don't have to be logged in or anything. It'll send us a message. As long as you typed in your email, you'll get a reply back.
Awesome.
Within a day. Awesome. So you can also message us on Instagram if it's a quick question. We do monitor the Instagram DMs. It's just at DCSPORTS87. So
awesome. Thank you so much for coming on again, and that's a wrap.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.